Hello and welcome. My name is Jenny Englefield and I work for Mid and North Paris Mind as a CBT practitioner, and my role is to support and guide people who are registered on the online Silver Cloud platform, helping them to learn CBT skills to use in everyday life. And CBT can actually help us to think more realistically. Following on from my last broadcast on the cycle of anxiety, week 10, we are going to continue to work with the TFB cycle, which stands for thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. And you may recall how each one of these impact on the other and how they influence how we feel. Today, we are going to continue to work with the Silver Cloud platform, Space from Anxiety, and we're going to have a look at thoughts and common thinking traps. So, what is a thought? A thought is an idea or an opinion produced by the action or process of thinking or occurring suddenly in the mind. And the National Science Foundation research reports that an average person has 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day. 80% of these are negative and 95% are repetitive, many the same as the previous day. Waves of thought arise and subside. They come and go, and we have no control over these. We also have automatic thoughts in reaction to a trigger or an event, and some of these carry very strong emotions. And these are known in CB as hot thoughts and drive our TFB cycle. Hot thoughts tend to match our mood. And when we have these hot thoughts, we need to spot them and we need to challenge them and come up with a balanced alternative. Remember, just because you think something does not make it true. However, not all thoughts are unrealistic and do reflect real concerns that we have. Today, we're going to talk about thinking traps, which are very, very easy to fall into and lead to negative thoughts. And the blended online Silver Cloud program addresses 6 thinking traps, and I'm going to talk to you about them now. The first one is catastrophizing, and this is when we blow things out of proportion, when things seem bigger than what they really are. And this is commonly known as making a mountain out of a molehill. For example, you have a disagreement with a friend, and your thoughts are, oh, I haven't got a friend anymore, she'll never speak to me again. Or you're giving a presentation like I am now, and you'll stumble over a few words, and your thoughts are, oh, I made a mess of the whole thing. In reality, it's only one sentence. But you may say to yourself, I'm useless. And the latter comment, I'm useless, leads to our second thinking trap, which is labeling. Because I catastrophized and made a mountain out of a molehill in regard to my presentation, it led me into labeling myself as useful, and this is negative self-talk. Other examples are, I burn the dinner, and my thoughts are, I'm useless at cooking, but stop and think about how many lovely meals you have cooked. Or I went for an interview and I didn't get the job, and I label myself a failure. But you need to stop again and think how well you have done to get to the interview stage and what you have actually learned from the experience. I'm going to give you a little exercise to do now. Have a think about how often you do this negative self-talk and label yourself. It's surprising how often we do it and we don't actually realise it. But now I have actually highlighted it, you may start to notice. So next time it happens, try and turn it around and see the positives, like the lady who burnt the dinner. Our third thinking trap is jumping to conclusions. This is about making negative assumptions with little or no evidence. For example, you're at a party and assume the person that you are talking to thinks you're boring, when in fact they are just shy themselves. But you tend and often think it's you, particularly if you lack confidence and suffer low self-esteem. The fourth thinking trap we're going to talk about is when we have our negative filter on. This is when we only see the bad in something and explain away the positives so for no reason and put it down to luck. For example, someone wants to date you, and your thoughts are, oh, they only chose me because they can't find anybody else. Or you're having a good day at the seaside with your friends, you've had good fun on the beach, you've been for a swim, you've had a lot of laughs, and then you go for lunch to your favourite cafe, but the cafe is closed. When you get home, your friend says to you, did you have a good day at the seaside? And you say, no, my favourite cafe was closed. This is when you dwell on the negatives only and they override the positives. Our fifth thinking trap is emotional reasoning. And this is when you assuming you feel a certain way about things, it must be true. But sometimes our emotions are so strong that we perceive the situation based on our emotions and not facts or evidence. So our feelings are reflecting our thoughts and our beliefs. Another example is I feel guilty, therefore I must have done something bad. But if there is no evidence, if there is no evidence, this is just based on your feelings. Or I feel so anxious, so something bad is going to happen. Again, this is based on your feelings. The sixth and final thinking trap is prisons. And this is when you have strict rules how you and others must behave. And you make judgments on these rules. For example, you're feeling guilty when getting angry with a loved one. And your thoughts are, I shouldn't get angry with people I care about. That is your rule, and you have made that for yourself. Now, we're going to do a little exercise now, which involves using the TFB cycle. And Becca is going to put this on the screen for us. Now, some of you may remember this, as I said, from my last broadcast. But if you see in front of you, you've got the TFB cycle, and you've got on the top left, you've got that little starry shape, which is the trigger to the event, which is going to create thoughts. So that's your trigger. And then at 12 o'clock, you've got your thoughts. Those are your immediate thoughts to the event that is happening. And then at 3 o'clock, we've got your feelings and your emotions. This is how you are feeling, whether you feel sad, hurt, etc. And then at 6 o'clock, we've got any physical symptoms. This may result in you might sort of get really shaky, or you might feel really sick. Just all depends on the situation. And then at 9 o'clock, we've got your behavior in reaction to the event. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to explain to you a scenario. And so first of all, I'm going to tell you the scenario. So you've got to put yourself in this situation. Hypothetically, you're walking down the road. Okay, I'm walking down the road, and I see my friend over the other side of the road, and I shout, "Hiya, Mary." And she doesn't answer. So I just automatically think that she hasn't heard me. So I shout, "Hiya, Mary," again, and she just doesn't respond. Now, put yourself into that situation now. And I want you on the TFB cycle here at the top where it starts at 12 o'clock. I want you to record your immediate thoughts to that situation, what you thought immediately, or what you would think immediately, putting yourself into that situation. And then at 3 o'clock, I want you to record how you felt, whether you felt sad, hurt, whatever, confused. And then at 6 o'clock, I want you to record any physical symptoms that you may have had. You might be a bit shocked and feel a bit sort of shaky or sick. And then at 9 o'clock, I want you to just record there your behavior in reaction to this event, what has happened to you. And, when you go home, what actions would you take, if any, with regard to your friend's behavior? So I want you to record that roughly on the TFB cycle there. I don't want you to spend a lot of time on this. I just want you to put yourself into that situation and be honest about your immediate reactions. Thank you, Becky. We can take that down. And next time, with my second part of this broadcast, we will be discussing a common reaction to this scenario. And that will then lead us to talk about spotting and challenging thoughts with regard to the scenario. So good luck with the exercise. Have a go. Be truthful how you would feel and react. And please tune in with my to my next broadcast to carry on with this. And again, if you're interested in Silver Cloud and learning CBT techniques to help you in everyday life, which I can highly recommend, ring Anthea or myself. The numbers are at the bottom of the screen, and we can register you on the program and support you on your journey throughout. So, thank you all for tuning in. So, until next time, take care, have a good day, and stay safe. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.